What's up, y'all? Whoa. What's up, y'all? Oh my goodness. I'm very excited to be back. I'm very excited to do this again. There's a lot to talk about. This fake, by the way. I don't know if I'm gonna get it for real or not. I don't think so, because I like to switch it up and I can't picture this like for forever, but like just for now. Anyway, sorry. Welcome to Oh, I thought it was just me. My name is Jemiah, and today we are touching on I thought it was just me that heard God wrong. Yeah, that's really all we getting into. I will be completely transparent with y'all. Like, I feel like even though this it might seem a little chaotic, I'm loving the way this is going. Like, I wasn't able to do my makeup because completely forgot that I washed my makeup brushes, had them soaking. So all my makeup brushes are wet, no makeup. Then it's like I didn't even get my what do you call it? I didn't even get my tripod. My tripod broke. No tripod. No extra lighting. This is like just raw and me. I have like a few notes, but it even like pushed me to just be like, just go ahead, just talk. Like you've been thinking about this for weeks. You've been planning out. I have like episodes planned out and things like that. It's like, just talk. You got this. So this is very, very like raw. So let's get into it. Yeah, I feel like it's so much to touch on. First of all, my podcast, even this like relaunch and stuff like that, y'all, so unexpected. God is so funny to me. So, you know, speaking was not something I even saw in the future for me. Like it's always been music since I was a little girl. Never been something that I really saw myself, doing for real. And I felt not I felt God was telling me very clearly, showing me very clearly, giving me confirmation that I was going to be speaking and things like that. And when the podcast dropped in my spirit, um I was I heard God, but I was also so influenced by so much going on around me. So, and it's funny because I was just talking to my cousin the other day, and we kind of laughed about like, you get something from God, and then instead of seeking Him out, seeking His direction for it, it's like, okay, thank you for the plan. Now I'm finna go do it my way to execute it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's basically what happened with the podcast. I instead of just being raw, being myself, doing what I needed to do, I felt like I needed to have X, Y, and Z, all this equipment, all these things that I could not keep up with, could not sustain. And that's on top of being just completely distracted, completely just trying to keep afloat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like imagine being drowning from water and with every breath you got up you're trying to speak a million words instead of just breathe. Like that's what it felt like trying to do everything that I was trying to do. Like I wasn't seeking God for any direction. I wasn't seeking Him for the blueprint. I just was taking the little piece of whisper He was giving to me and running with it and adding all my own stuff on top of it. So I'm really excited to be doing what I'm supposed to do, like for real, for real. And so with that being said, that's kind of like the inspo, of today's episode. What do you do? How do you feel when you hear wrong? And the thing is that that's another thing within itself. It's so harsh, I feel like, to be like, oh, I heard God wrong. And that's when I feel like so much mistrust comes into play. You start questioning yourself, you start doubting God. You start doubting if you really can hear God. One, one of the best things, or one of the easiest, I don't know, go-to things I would say to do is when you're seeking clarity, first of all, just seek Him. Like seek Him, seek Him, seek Him. A lot of times we want roadblocks. We want Him screaming at us. We want the most obvious, like we're not willing to seek. So seek Him. That means fast. That means consecrate. That means run it by Him. That means, ask a million times if you're not sure. If you're in class and you don't 100% know, you think you kind of know, but you're going to keep asking questions until you're confident. And that's what it should be like with God. Keep asking. Do not be afraid to keep seeking. he's not going to get mad at you for continuing to seek. You have no reason to feel inadequate. You have no reason to feel dumb. You have no reason to feel like he won't want to listen to you. Like, just seek and seek and seek. With being so influenced by so much else, feeling like, okay, I have what you told me, but now how do I make it look like this? How do I make the aesthetic go along with what they're doing? How do I? And I'm not asking the person who actually told me what to do. Hold on. I lost it. Shoot. After you seek, you have to be willing to really listen, and not just listen to hurry up and take it and go and okay, let me hurry up, but really listen to where you're alert. You know what I'm saying? What can we do to where there's growth of our discernment, to where there's growth to our ears being more sensitive to his voice, to where our bodies are more sensitive to his presence, right? I remember one time, but it actually wasn't even that long ago. And like, as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, God, forgive me. Like, it was something that God had told me to do. And I went further into it. So I provided my own next steps. So then when it came down to it, I was like, oh, I guess he changed his mind. I guess this isn't what he had in store. And it was like, ooh, rewind, because God is never changing. God is not a God of confusion. God is not a God of mistakes. God says what he says. So I had to like catch myself, you know? So let's know who God is. Let's stand on who God is. So because God never changes, that means what changed in me? Or where did I kind of, like what went wrong here? So once we're there, we know who God is. So we know we have to examine some things within ourselves. Who have we been around? What have we been around? What have we been listening to? What have we been speaking? What, even looking back, is something that I believed my whole life, but this is what the word of God says. And it's backtracking to figure out what has transpired before and after God just told me what he told me. What has transpired that could possibly influence me into coming out of agreement with what God said. And that takes some work. That takes some tuning out. That takes some consecration. Sometimes that takes fasting. A lot of times it takes fasting. It takes sacrifice. It takes sacrifice of your time, just like with any relationship. It takes time and investment to build it. Also, let's get into the feelings, right? What do we do when we feel like we find ourselves in a situation where, like, I can't hear him, I heard him wrong, I didn't started this way, but I done went the wrong way? So that feeling that can try to consume you, consumed in doubt, kind of feeling discouraged, confused. I feel like we have to remind ourselves of who God is. God does not need us for anything. God is sufficient. God is great. God is Lord of Lords, the most high, most powerful God. We are human. We make mistakes. And so even if after everything it really comes down to, dang, I really did hear God wrong. Like, I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard myself and I thought that was God. I took something, I ran with it. I thought that was God. I didn't, confirm anything, nothing. Whatever steps that might have taken you to believe something and you truly did hear God wrong, go back to him, figure out where y'all need to go from there. Like, I feel like sometimes we might get caught up in these good streaks. We might get caught up in, feeling on fire for God. And it's a beautiful feeling. But don't forget that even on your most fire, most passionate days with God, God is still God. You don't come close. And I think a lot of times if we remember that and remember to stay humble, when we make mistakes, there won't be an open door for all these extra emotions that follow up after, because we have that recognition. Like, I have to remember that I am more than capable of mistakes, that I'm going to make mistakes every single day, but I have a sufficient God. Like, you don't compare to God. But more so what went wrong instead of what's wrong with me, or at least don't dwell into the what's wrong with me. Let's stay encouraged. I don't want you to feed that spirit of discouragement, or at least don't dwell into the what's wrong with me. Let's stay encouraged, because God doesn't need us to sit there and be down on ourselves and operate out of, discouragement to get what he needs done. Um and so yeah, it says, more short and sweet. But my short and sweet way back, that's another thing. That's another thing, y'all. Transparency, trying to make it like everybody else. I thought I had to fill all these holes, make it long, make it this, make it that. And it was crazy because now I'm really telling all my business. But it was crazy because when I looked back on my like episodes, and shout out to you if you hear and you kept up with my episodes. My episodes were actually building before I felt like I needed to like make it into something bigger and this and that. Like they were actually building, they were actually growing. Had a lot more engagement with those than when I tried to, make it like this, that, and anything else. So I'm excited to get back to it. And to be doing what God told me to do without all this added pressure of things he never even told me to worry about in the first place. But yeah, short and sweet. Little intro back. Um, and yeah, expect more. I will see y'all again soon. Maybe drop something. I want to hear what y'all have to say. What do y'all feel that y'all think it is only you out there? It's only you out there struggling with this thing. It's only you out there thinking about this thing. Why would you do that? I didn't think it was gonna give me It's only you out there struggling with this thing. It's only you out there, going through what you going through. Like we all out here. So anything y'all want to touch on, talk about, all that, say that, do that, hashtag need it. But yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.